I think I know your job now. It's gonna be bar fixer after I'm done.
All right.
My name's Chris Fabian. I'm 21 years old, and I'm a junior at the Air Force Academy.
I'm Meredith Prinz. I'm a freshman at the Air Force Academy.
My name's Tyler Jordan. I am 19 years old and I'm a sophomore at the Air Force Academy.
The Air Force Academy is a military academy, 4,400 cadets roughly, just like West Point or Annapolis, where we get commissions in the United States Air Force when we complete our 4 years here. So we come out as second lieutenants in the Air Force.
Getting to the academy, it's a pretty long process. You have to get a nomination from a member of Congress, and you have to have high academic scores, high physical scores.
You got to show that you're a well-rounded person. You got to show that you're willing to do stuff in the community, that you're willing to take opportunities outside of just school and maybe do an internship. Be an athlete. I mean, 86% of our cadets are lettered in some kind of sport in high school. I mean, we are almost all athletes here.
I always wanted to go to the Air Force Academy since 5th or 6th grade. I came here on a visit and it really opened me to what it was all about, and I got more excited about it.
I'm here because it's such an awesome opportunity. You get to serve your country, you wake up every morning and you just know that you're doing something good.
I was going to school with Connor Martin, and I was running cross country at the time. I was pulling 100, 115-mile weeks, and thought I had it all figured out with fitness. And then Connor says, "Hey dude, you gotta try this."
I found CrossFit when I was 16. I'm friends with Connor and Keegan Martin, and they kind of invited me to come and see what it was all about. After a couple months, I really got into it. I started lifting 2 days a week and doing CrossFit 4 days a week, and my numbers showed.
I started CrossFit when I got accepted into the academy. I knew Chris and Tyler, they had been CrossFitting. That really prepared them for the academy. I wanted to keep up with the boys, so I started CrossFit and I had no problem.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
You start with basic training. Your first day here, you start basic training. So of course, you know, you're going, what am I doing? You know, I'm getting screamed at, and you know, I'm waking up at 4:30 every morning and I don't know what's going on. When
you're having to do push-ups and you're having to run and you're having to do all this different stuff in very fast order, and you have to do it with good form. Your form can't break down no matter how tired you are, and that's exactly what CrossFit is.
CrossFit helped with the physical. During basic, I was able to thrive physically and kind of stand out among my other classmates.
I was so glad I had done CrossFit before. One thing girls are expected to do is pull-ups, and I could not do a pull-up when I started CrossFit, and now I can do about 5 dead hang. I can kip into infinity now.
So the physiological stimulation was pretty similar. And then the mental aspect of one more rep, one more rep, one more rep. You can always do one rep. You are not broken. You can do one more rep. Was just huge.
It prepared me mentally, because CrossFit workouts it's a lot of mental work. You know, just do one more rep. You know, do one more rep. And that's what I needed here. I needed to be able to do stuff, do it with good form, and do it for a long time. And CrossFit definitely prepared me for that.
CrossFit allows you to perform better under pressure and to step up and be a leader in times of physiological stress. If you're better conditioned, you're going to be able to step up and say, hey man, I got these push-ups, I can do it, and I can still think clearly. And it's really being able to think well when you're tired and think well under that pressure that's going to get you somewhere. So, especially at USAFA.
Time!
So where are we going right now, Chris?
Back in the dungeon. USAFA has been nice enough to give us 2 racquetball courts for our use, and that's where we keep all our equipment, do our workouts, have our racks. So we'll come out here from time to time to do workouts, but most of it's done in the dungeon. So, I mean, loud music, good acoustics, stuff like that.
Well, I'm the combat conditioning cadet in charge, CIC, for United States Air Force Academy. I'm also the head trainer at Falcon CrossFit, which is a military affiliate down here. When I came in freshman year, I really, freshmen really don't have an active role in leadership, so I kind of just kept to myself. I did my own workouts. But sophomore year was when I really started to step up into leadership of the club. I really tried to take the guys out and do more competitions and really try to get them a taste of CrossFit outside the academy. Just get them involved in the larger CrossFit community was one of my main goals. And another goal, of course, was to improve movement standards because, quite frankly, they were terrible.
It wasn't true CrossFit, like people called it the CrossFit room, the CrossFit gym or whatever, but I would watch people work out and they're squatting half of what they should be, depth-wise, and they weren't holding themselves to the CrossFit standards. And I've seen a huge transition to this year where there's classes and now people come in and they'll correct each other, be like, hey, you didn't go deep enough on that, you need to go deeper next time. And it's really gotten more organized and more popular.
And that's one thing that the CrossFit Club really brings to the Air Force Academy is that expertise in training and guys that really know what they're doing and have been trained in CrossFit all their lives. So.
This is basically a racquetball court that we converted into a gym. So we have squat racks and more squat racks and Olympic lifting platforms. It was pretty crowded until they gave us a second racquetball court. We were able to move our rowers and GHDs and stuff like that in there. I mean, we have facilities that we use. I mean, we have an entire gymnastics facility that we can use. We have a big old Olympic-sized swimming pool that we can use. So like we get to work at it no matter what. Like we have an indoor track, so we're not just limited to our space here, but this is where the majority of the specialized CrossFit equipment comes in. So this is where we do most of our workouts. But when we have something special like we did today, we'll go outside and get a little more room.
It's been pretty well documented. I mean, Jeff and Mickey and their team at CrossFit Kids are just doing such a good job at documenting that transition between CrossFit Kids and then the CrossFit Teens. But one thing that hasn't been documented as much and that I'm really interested in is that transition between CrossFit Teens when you're 16 or 17 and then you're going into the collegiate level. I mean, that area from 16 to about 22, 23 years old, you're getting so much stronger. I mean, you're improving your strength more than at any time during your life. So what we've kind of done here at the Academy and at West Point and at Navy is we've kind of experimented with like how much stronger the body gets in those critical years. And I think boxes like this with certified trainers that started out in CrossFit Kids and were introduced to the movements at a very young age, those are the guys who are going to be driving it. People with initiative. I mean, they're going to take the initiative and they're going to see that CrossFit's the right way of working out. And they're going to say, man, I need to bring this to the population in general. I got to bring this to my peers in college. And they're going to start driving it. They're going to start clubs and they're going to be the trainers. So when we train at a CrossFit Kids box, we got to realize that these kids are going to be our future trainers, especially in that collegiate range. And having CrossFit USAFA here, having Falcon CrossFit here, has helped so many people at the Air Force Academy. And you see them go from, I mean, even if they did have prior CrossFit experience, you see them just taking off once they get here.
With CrossFit, I plan on CrossFitting until I'm really old.
I would recommend it to anybody. You have nothing to lose trying it, and it'll change your life for the better.
There's not a better workout than CrossFit.